God handle it. That's what Hannah did. Hannah looked at the thing, and she was like, basically, I'm going to have a baby. Even though I don't see it right now, I believe God for this. I believe God for it. She was a woman of faith and prayer, a woman of prayer. So she believed God for her conception. And that's what we got to do on the night. We got to learn how to believe God for those things that are just seeds right now. They're just seeds. But eventually in time, they're going to grow up. And when we start believing God for what he has for us, then the jealousy will go away. No, sister, I ain't jealous of you. I'm proud of you. I might not pat you on your back every day, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you're doing. You're making a difference. I'm proud of how you raise your children. When I come to your house, I'm not going to look around and say, dang, this woman got a clean house, and I got to go back home to this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to perceive myself like that. Instead, I'm going to look at your house and say, you inspire me to do better. Am I coming across as a woman?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You got to get to the position where whenever you conceive what someone else has, that you don't take it to heart. Instead, you use it as motivation. Get up and let the woman know, I like your house. I wish you ain't got to say I wish I had, but if you do wish that you had, tell them the truth. I like that so much. Girl, you done inspired me to go out and buy me some flowers. You done inspired me to treat my man out. You done inspired me to make my bed up. Do you know how many people don't make their beds up? How many women don't do that? Our men? Our children? It's a lot of things that you can easily conceive just by being in the what? Environment. By being in the environment. Okay. So, our next question. Okay, y'all, wait a minute. Let me see if I got any more words. I don't have any more words for y'all. But I want to tell you something that I thought was very beautiful. I thought it was very beautiful, and when I saw it, I almost cried. I said, my God, where's this Good Man Project been at all my life? Okay, so what it was, Dove, I'm talking about the body wash and soap, Dove, that company. They had real broody sketches done. Have y'all ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. And it was,
They had what?
They had real broody sketches done. And it was called the Good Men Project. What they did, they put men and women in the same room. And then they put all the women together. Now, this just goes to show you, this is an example of how we can inspire one another. They put all the women together, and they walked the women up behind this board one at a time. And they told the women to tell the guy behind the board how you perceive yourself. This one woman said, well, and they were talking about the facial features. That's what they were going by, the facial features. And the woman said, well, I have deep crow's feet. I have some jaw wrinkles. My eyebrows are such and such a thing. She was basically describing how she saw herself. And that is what perceiving is, how you see yourself. How you see yourself on the outside. And all these women were describing themselves. And then they had to take a break and go mingle with each other. So they had to go mingle with each other. And in that, they was to take note of how each other looked. And so when they got through mingling, they would go back to the same man, and the woman who was mingling would tell how the other person looked to them. They would tell how they looked to them. And they did not know it was an artist back there drawing a sketch based off of what they were saying about themselves. Based off of how they were describing themselves. If they were like, well, my nose too fat, my nose too long, short, I got a long nose, stuff like that. That artist was back there sketching them. And this was the sad part about it. Whenever they brought them from behind the cover, brought the artist out and showed them the picture, It was two different pictures. This is how you perceive yourself, and this is how the woman that was mingling with you perceives you. Now, which one do you think was really ugly? The one that was really ugly was the one who perceived themselves. When they was describing how they thought themselves looked, that man drew an ugly picture. They looked at old. They looked at like they had been through something that was horrible. But the friends who came in and described the person, their picture was pretty. Really pretty. It had life to it. It had a form of happiness. Wasn't no sadness on the face. None of that. So to make a long story short, how we see ourselves and how other people see us is different. Sometimes we're hard on ourselves internally, and that's why we take stuff out on other women. When sometimes women don't even see us like the way we see ourselves. The way the women saw themselves, they put themselves down. I mean, I'm going to send y'all the video. You're going to see they really put themselves down. They did not, whenever they were asked to describe themselves, I mean, they had nothing really good to say about themselves. But the friends, they described what they saw through their eyes. And what they saw through their eyes was a beautiful woman. One woman to another, it was beautiful. Those women, by the time they finished, those women looked really good. Okay, do we have any questions so far? Okay, so we're going to just go into a little discussion here about okay, God, I covered about everything, don't we? Didn't I? Okay, so why is it important, y'all, to encourage one another as women? We're just talking about the women. Why is it important to encourage each other?
To me, really, you never know what a person may be going through, and maybe just saying something to them may help them.
That's right. Anybody else?
I would say it's important to encourage each other to give hope.
Mhm. Anybody else? We encourage each other to give comfort and support to one another. We are the ones who multiply. We're the ones who do the birthing. Whether you're birthing in a new season, it may not be a baby. Maybe it's a business. Maybe you're birthing a new business. Maybe you're transferring to a new location, buying a home. Maybe you got somebody in your family that's sick or you're sick yourself. Encouragement can mean all the difference in how the next person goes through. In fact, if you go to 1 Thessalonians 5:11, it says, "Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also ye do." And that's what we've got to do. We got to get to a place where we can be comfortable with ourselves enough to encourage the next woman. Now, I'll tell you something now. I'll tell you one reason why women don't do that. That Jezebel spirit. Is anybody familiar with the Jezebel spirit?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody tell me about Jezebel, because I think this is going to get juicy. Somebody tell me about her.
She just like that woman.
Hey, who said that? She is the clean-out woman. Oh, God. She is the clean-up woman. That's right. And guess what, y'all? Oh, Lord. Guess what? Jezebel isn't even an ugly woman. She's the prettiest woman you want to come in contact with. Very pretty and sweet. Sweet to the eyes, sweet to the ears. The only problem about Jezebel is you ain't coming up over her. And that's why we have women who are constantly fighting, and that's why their homes are being torn apart because of that Jezebel spirit. It's a spirit. Who else wants to talk about Jezebel? Go ahead. Come on, somebody come through. I know somebody knows something. Somebody come through about that Jezebel.
There's a lot of them out here that's like Jezebel.
Yes. I want to leave home.
Oh, yeah.
He remember the 4 kids he got to pay child support for, so he stayed home.
Yeah. Jezebel is a heartless woman. She is a she-devil. She is a she-devil. Jezebel is so slick, and her tongue is so slick that she will tear her own husband down to have her way. So don't think she's going to encourage no other woman. If anything, what she's going to do is get up under another woman, and then another woman will become a host for Jezebel. She will become a host because what will happen is Jezebel will ease her way into your job and convince you that we're friends now. Come on over to my house. But as soon as you get over to her house, she'll embarrass you and low-rate you to the point where you feel like you are nobody, like you are nothing. So whenever you go home, you're going to tear up your own house because she done low-rated you and made you feel bad. Nobody will come in contact with Jezebel and be the same. She's going to make sure that she tears everything down. That spirit does not move on until you're down to absolutely nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing.
My God.
Some of these people are imitating the Jezebel spirit, but they ain't too far off from it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not too far off of it. And I'm going to tell you why I say that, because we got some people out here. Now, look, I told you what happened to me when people were picking on me. The Panias in the school were picking on me. But we got some Panias who are grown-ups who will come up into your house, and this is what they'll do. They'll look around and spot everything you got. Whatever they need, whatever they're standing in need of. They say, can I get some of that? And they're the type that before you can say yes or no, they didn't open up your jar. That's what Jezebel will do. Jezebel will go from room to room, house to house, taking all she can, destroying things along her path. And if we do happen to get a group of women that's doing good, that's going out into the community, helping others, building relationships, all it takes is one Jezebel spirit to tear it down. You know how I know? Because I'm there. I'm there. That's how I know. Jezebel don't care about nobody. Jezebel will use every situation, every lie, every con, whatever she got to do, whether it's sex, drugs, gossip, whatever Jezebel has to do, she's going to use that to tear the next person down till they're nothing. And that's why I'm telling you, women, you have to get yourself up in the realm in the spirit of God. You have to have the spirit of love inside your heart so that when Jezebel comes and tries to humiliate you, you'll go in prayer and you know automatically that's spiritual warfare. And you'll start putting on that armor of God for real. Jezebel doesn't care what you lack. That's why I say woman to woman. If you ever been in love, then teach me. Because if I don't teach you what I already been through, If I don't testify to what I overcame, then I am living my life in vain, because I am holding up the next woman's progress.